Eddie Buck, always thinking with his gun. You haven't changed one bit.
Me? What about you? Oh, so full of big Oni secrets, couldn't even give a guy a yes or no answer.
That's not fair.
Oh, you got that right.
I never thought I'd see you again.
Yeah? Well, here I am.
Man, I love Buck. It's very rare that I outright change my opinion of a video game when I replay it. I mean, sure, I'll recognize that a bad game is worse or a good game is better than I remember, but never have I pivoted from good to bad or bad to good. And yet, here we are with Halo 3 ODST, a game that I completely misjudged as a kid. Bungie was fresh off the success of Halo 3, but they still had a lot of time before Halo reached, so they decided they would go and make the most moody entry into the Halo franchise. It's a big contrast from the loud, bombastic set pieces of the previous games. It was something that I only really began to appreciate as I got older, because now my opinion on it is completely flipped from the great days of 2009. Which begs the question, what was my opinion on ODST originally? Well, it was something like this. ODST is boring and overrated. Uh-oh. Okay, before I start getting eviscerated in the comments, let me defend myself. I was 11 years old when this game came out. My frontal lobe wasn't developed, and honestly, maybe my entire brain wasn't developed, because this is a very brain-dead take, I know. I think when I was playing it as a kid, I wasn't getting the Halo experience I wanted at the moment. I didn't want the moody little brother of Halo 3, I just wanted Master Chief. I wanted Halo 4. Oh, that's rough. I liked Firefight, and I thought the soundtrack was interesting, but obviously, I was extremely wrong. And it wasn't until I replayed ODST with my wife several years later that I realized, wait, this game's actually really good. ODST is a game that just oozes style. Everything about this game is just so crisp. Gone are the epic, open, loud guitar riffs of Master Chief's days. Now, you've got silenced weapons as you navigate a smaller, calmer, and almost lonely New Mombasa. The emptiness of a barren city, the sound of nothing but your footsteps and rain, this man following you around with some smooth jazz. Even with my original poor take on this game, I can't deny the soundtrack has always been embedded in my memory. When I was going through PA school cramming for a test and I couldn't focus, I would go to YouTube and find the 8-hour ODST soundtrack with Rain, you know which one I'm talking about, and I would just lock in. I even keep it as my background for Opera GX. I'll be real though, I never use Opera GX. ODST is very different from the other Halo games in two key areas. One being that it's narratively unique, and not in the sense like Halo Reach where your whole team dies by the end of the game, but in the sense that the story is very localized and almost personal. What happened to your squad? That's the main question the game has you figure out as you meander through the ruins of New Mombasa. The way the story is conveyed is really unique, and it's a really interesting structure, going from the night missions as the rookie to the flashbacks as your squad mates, with the order of the missions entirely dependent on where you go in the open night segments. No other Halo games like this, and it definitely stands out. Now, of course, the main thing that makes this game stand out, which is also the second key difference, would be the obvious fact that you aren't a Spartan. I feel like this is the game's strongest, but also strangely enough, most underdeveloped aspect. Let me explain. The perspective of going from a Spartan to an ODST is pretty apparent from the beginning. In his games, Master Chief is bigger, faster,
And stronger too.
in ODST, everything feels just a little bit less. You can't jump as high, you need med packs, melee doesn't do near as much damage, and you have this stupid cool visor mode, which honestly is way more useful than radar. It's so cool to have a human perspective on the Covenant War, and being a little ODST requires a bit more strategy in how you approach combat. Okay, oh my god. I was talking with a friend, and I feel like Legendary on this game is a really good representation of how it felt to just be a normal dude in the Covenant War. It's just a bit unfortunate that they didn't do more with this.
This heretic, and those who follow him, must be silenced.
Consistency is key in keeping the gameplay perspective different from the main Halo games, and ODST is not consistent with your character's abilities. Here's an example. This is me struggling to kill a brute with melee, okay? And here's me absolutely ham-fisting my way through a Wraith. You'll find as you play the game that there's a lot of things you can do that you probably shouldn't be able to do, like flipping vehicles, ripping turrets from the base, or even holding some of these guns. They should look way bigger in your hands. It's a bit of a nitpick, I know, but the game's whole premise is that you aren't a Spartan, and I feel like they just didn't quite realize that all the way. But the game meant to be DLC initially, it makes sense. They were probably short on money and time, but I would have loved to have seen this fleshed out more. What they didn't skimp on, though, was this environment. This game's art style is on point. It's been stated that Bungie was really going for a film noir approach to a Halo game, and yeah, that's definitely portrayed here. This is honestly the only Halo game where I think it's actually better if you play solo. The lonely, almost eerie feeling you get playing as the rookie is just nuked into oblivion if you load up with 3 other dudes. Not to mention, I feel like urban warfare isn't something that is seen much in any of the Halo games, so ODST taking place entirely in New Mombasa helps the game feel a lot more grounded. The city is completely ravaged, with almost no one left except for some Marines, the local police force.
I put enough charges in this shaft to blow
I feel like ODST is a very weighty game in terms of its more somber atmosphere, but I feel like there are random things that happen that detract from this really carefully crafted ambience. Ambiance? Mainly the dialogue can be a little cartoony at times. Now, I mean, I know that's part of what makes a good Halo game, but like...
What's wrong with him?
Get this thing off of me!
Brother, he's literally bleeding out behind. Oh yeah. Also, the audio logs you find scattered throughout the night missions are both amazing
Virgil, go to hell.
and cringe. They add a lot of perspective as you follow a girl named Sadie and Desha in the midst of the Covenant invasion. The voice acting is...
Sorry, Dad. There's something wrong.
This is a video connection, Sadie. I can see you making those sounds.
there. Mainly though, there's a stretch of really serious logs, followed by this guy talking about kebabs for what felt like an hour.
Up honking and have a kebab. As to the enemies? Or would you rather have a nice kebab? Would you like a kebab, young lady? Chicken.
Kebab. Okay, I mean, it was only like 2 minutes, but I don't know, it just kind of punched me out for a minute. Like, I'm over here in this depressing city, and then I'm just hearing this in my ear the whole time. Brother, what is this audio log? The characters are fine. I mean, I love Buck, who doesn't? The point isn't to learn everyone's tragic backstory, though, but to see how normal people cope in the Covenant War. I mean, look at how it literally takes everyone to take this brute down. Keep in mind that Chief had just done this like 10 hours prior. Look, the thing is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I did not like this game before. It's not my favorite Halo game like many other people, but I've grown to appreciate it much more over the years. It's a slower, more thoughtful take on Halo. What happens to those who are left behind as our main characters go off to fight? The story itself isn't crazy, but the way it's told and the context in which it takes place makes it memorable. Our main characters aren't here to... What the... Johnson? Okay, I need some help. Can someone tell me how this 1 month later epilogue makes sense? So ODST takes place in the immediate aftermath of the slipspace jump from the Halo 2 level Metropolis. I know Halo 2 and Halo 3 take place a little bit of time apart. Johnson helps with the fight on Delta Halo, upon which after succeeding, he, Miranda, and the Arbiter return to Earth. While this is going on though, Truth is already flying back to Earth from High Charity with Master Chief in tow. And when they arrive is when the events of Halo Uprising takes place, and then Chief lands on Earth starting Halo 3. My question is, how does this epilogue make any sense? There is no way Johnson helps deactivate the Halo ring, beats Truth back to Earth, has time to discuss the entirety of the Covenant battle plans with Virgil, and is there to pick up Master Chief when he lands. This, along with Johnson miraculously surviving the flood attack from Combat Evolved because he has a made-up medical diagnosis, means one of two things. There are either clones of Johnson running around, or he can teleport. Because there's no reason he should be here. This is a dumb scene. There's no way he should be here by this point. This is a dumb epilogue, and it should not be... Anyways, ODST is pretty good.